Well, hello there, my Cancerian collective sun, moon, rising sign. Welcome to your What Do I Need read for this new moon in Sagittarius to full moon next in Gemini, which is essentially November to December. I am your reader for the moment. If you are new to the channel, Mark Angelo Lyons, Mal for short, professional witch, professional intuitive, president of DrawingTheCircle Productions since 1998. Yes, I am a Virgo. I can get this work done. I've got checklists. And very, very happy to be a YouTuber now. Oh, the constant changes of the mutable earths, which is Virgo's career. Cool. If you're new to my channel, welcome, welcome. Please do like and subscribe, making my way to 1,000+ subscribers so that I can do super live chat. I promise drunk tarot once a month is a fun thing to do. I'll do it for at least first couple of months. To my returning subscribers, thank you so much. You know what this reading is about. My What Do I Need reads are sort of like, you know, we're going to pick from 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 different decks, one card each, just to get an overview from the different voices of the different pantheons in my collective. Of what you need to look at for this new moon to full moon next. Cool. Pretty simple, pretty straightforward, but remember this is a collective reading. Personal reading, I'd pick more than one card from each deck for personal reading. Obviously, I'd go in and want to get you that Virgo detail. But for a general read, check your other signs, right? You're going to get pieces of the puzzle that way. And that's sort of the fun of walking the path of playing the game of life. It's like you never know exactly what the quantum has in mind, what's written in the divine plan, but you can follow clues, right? That's what mystery, being a mystic or a spiritual detective is. Cool. And you use your intuition, right? My Cancerians, let's dive in. We're going to pull one card to represent you, the Cancerian sun, moon, or rising sign for this new moon to full moon next. All the decks I read are in the description box below. Do check out my description box. There's all sorts of links to interesting stuff down there. Some videos, my ebooks are on there on my website. My About Mal, I guess it's called, on my website. Cool. So go have a look-see, duck-see. But for now, let's dive in. Breathe. Like the waves of the ocean, ebbing and flowing. Be one with the breath, be with the breath, let the breath guide. And here we go, my collective pantheons of angels, goddesses, gods, masters, and the higher selves of all involved. Please, what is the dominant archetype for this Cancerian collective sun, moon, rising sign for this new moon in Sagittarius to full moon next in Gemini? Please, my collective, what is the dominant archetype for them to alchemize? What do they need to alchemize from lead to gold? The vampire archetype comes up so rarely. It's a huge deck. I'm surprised by what cards do come up. This is a big deal. This is a very big deal, the vampire archetype, because the vampire archetype is an epidemic proportion. Now, I know it sounds horrible, right? Because the lead truly is horrible. The gold, however, so this is the vampire, the toxic vampire. This is the vampire slayer, right? Dracula, Buffy. You with me? Let's have a look. Okay, my Cancerians. The shadow attribute, depleting others for your psychic survival, chronic complaining and codependency, as well as narcissism, covert narcissism. Now, the truth is this might not be you. You might have dealt with this your whole life. Maybe you're not the codependent one. Maybe you're not the covert narcissistic one. It's about seduction. It's about draining other people's energy. Codependency, which is about a violation of boundaries. It's like, all right, you don't have to pay rent, but in exchange, you have to agree with me all the time. And usually those are unspoken, right? Something very shadowy in the shadow. What is shadow activity? What is lead? The shit you don't want anybody to know about. You wouldn't want it broadcast all over social media, right? So, absolutely codependency, covert narcissism. If you're not familiar what it is, Google it. There are tons of videos on narcissism in general on YouTube, but they are the hardest to spot. And if you are in relationship with one, you need to know that so that you can what? Light attribute makes you aware that someone or something is draining your life force. Look for in psychic vampires, tarot junkies, right? Codependents, narcissists. This thing, in particularly with their covert, right? Because they're so seductive, right? They don't come in through the kitchen door. They come in through the bedroom window once you invite them in through the front door, right? They're covert, they're sneaky, they can't see their own reflection. The vampire archetype has so much psychological richness and depth to it that I just don't feel like the vampire itself would be watching readings, particularly mine, right? And if that is the case, if you really are finding yourself struggling, what you need, this is a waxing tide, then what you really need to do is replug yourself back into source, give yourself the love that you need. But really my sense is, and we'll see what other cards pop up, is you're the one being drained, Cancerian. That you're the one falling under the seductive spell of a vampire, and you need to become a vampire slayer by making you aware that someone or something is draining your life force and what to do about that. I gotta tell you, I don't know how much longer these narcissists have on planet Earth. They've all been hurt, right? They're not evil. These vampires, they're not evil. They're wounded. They were vampired, so they're only doing to you what was done to them. But are you going to turn around and do it to somebody else? Right? Are you going to drain? Because vampires, it is like a curse. They've been cursed by God, which is not really true, but that's the mythology. So they can't receive divine prana, chi on the inhale, right? They have to steal it horizontally, and the coverts are the worst. They take the longest to find out because they're not overt. They're not grandiose. They're like, they martyr, they complain. It's always, you know, it's always, if it's not their fault, it's like they play victim, constant victim. But you see, that's what softens up a perspective blood bag, right? A supply source. You feel bad for them, and then they're seductive, and then they drain you dry, and then they disappear because they only see you at night. They only see you when they're hungry. It's pretty fucked up, but that's the world we're in. And how do you deal with a vampire? Expose him to sunlight, which is the truth. Let's ask the angels what to do. My angels, what is this Cancerian sun, moon, rising sign need to deal with this vampire archetype, granted within themselves or with someone else or a situation? My angels, please. Serious, no shit here. What do they need? We're going to wax the light on this from new moon to full moon. What do they need? You need a miracle. Now let's start with, aside from the song, all I need is a miracle, all I need is you. No. Then a miracle is a radical shift in consciousness from fear to love. It's an awakening. It's seeing things differently. It is involving the divine, and it is, if you consider the sun, in this case we'll play with the language, divine masculine energy, you are exposing divine light, divine thought, divine truth into the situation. You're seeing things clearly, a shift in consciousness that you can develop what I call a TNS, Teflon neck syndrome, that no matter how often they try to drain you, they just can't, because you can pray for them. Bless yourself. May we all be blessed with miracles. May we all be blessed with divine source. They will run. They will either run or they will come clean, which is rare, but it happens. I feel like you're being deceived. I feel like you're being seduced. I feel like, well, the question is, have there been promises that have never come true over and over and over and over and over again, right? Oh, I promise you someday. Well, oh, I promise you, but I can't because this has happened. It's like that they have to keep you in a lower vibrational state in order to vamp off you and offer to drain you. I did a whole there on my Vimeo on demand page, Drawing the Circle. There's one, Vampires and Witches, and it's about how witches, wise people, need to deal with the vampires in their lives. Usually taught as part of the tarot workshop, because you do get psychic vampires and tarot junkies when you're a good reader. That's how you know you're good. You're getting them. But how to deal with them professionally, this feels something similar. But the angels are also saying, not just what do you need, but you have access to miracles. Go into prayer. Fill yourself up with divine light. Breathe it in and blast them with blessings, right? May I be a channel, a conduit of miracles for the well-being of all, that no longer will I let this child of my heart be drained, vampired, abused, or neglected by anyone, let alone me, for the well-being of all, that I am now, and so it is, right? That sort of stand in your power. Let's ask the Divine Feminine. Let's ask the Goddess. We're doing Divine Masculine, Divine Feminine, but all within yourself. Maybe mirrored in somebody else, but let's not even go there. My Goddesses, please, one card in clarity for this Cancerian collective, Sun, Moon, Rising sign, dealing with the vampire archetype and miracles, which I love to see the miracles there. Please, Mother Hera, protect your Cancerian children. What say you for them? Excellent. That inside you do what you need is to be refilled, the Nine of Pentacles. God bless the inner child that's got its own, right? That you're nurturing yourself, that you're loving yourself, that you're taking care of you, that you're building up your surplus. Sure, it's not a 10, but it's a 9. And it feels like if you are dealing with a codependent, vampiric, covert narcissist, whatever, whoever, you're not going to get that 10th coin to make 10 of coins, 10 of pentacles with them. That this is serving you, and that's the miracle. You can say, oh my God, this relationship, no matter how long it's gone on, business, family, personal, because we're all going to be around family, right, for the holidays. These drainers, like, on the inside, the Goddess is saying this is making you so strong within, so warm, so fertile, so nurturing. Nurturing, there's a word, nurture your own heart. Give to that child that which only you can give it. I love you. It's okay. We don't have to be around that person until we're ready to. We may never be ready to, but my job is to guard and give you what only I can give you, my love. And, you know, Teflon neck syndrome. Do not let somebody drain you, right? And there are so many strategies if there's somebody in your life that you have to deal with. Of course, distance is one of them. You know, distance, back off, heal yourself, go in when you're really clear. But there are all sorts of different strategies, particularly like blessing the crap out of them face to face, silently, just like, may you be blessed with divine light, may you be blessed with divine truth. Now, I know there's a little piece of salt in that, but sometimes it's exactly what you need. And carry a clove of garlic, because garlic kills parasites. And what's a vampire but a fucking parasite? Because they were parasite. I'm sorry, I don't mean to make them all sound so horrible. Well, their behavior is horrible. I fucking hate vampires. But the souls, the innocence that were in there, there's a way to slay a vampire and there's a way to heal the vampire, but the vampire has to really heal themselves. What are the chances? Yeah. Sad. But true. Let's ask the gods what you do on the outside. We look at what's going on, what you need on the inside. Here, let's look what you need on the outside. Please. Fascinating read, Cancerians. Please. One card in clarity, my gods, for the Divine Masculine in this Cancerian, Divine Masculine energy within this Cancerian collective Sun, Moon, Rising sign. What do they need for this new moon in Sagittarius to full moon next in Gemini? Interesting. You've got the 8 of Pentacles. So from the 9 to the 8. Just keep your head down and more focus on your work. Keep going. Keep plugging away. Keep building yourself up. Not so much being defensive, but being busy. Even if that busy is, sorry, I need to rest. I've been working my ass off. Create a boundary if necessary. Say, no, I'm sorry, I'm booked. You don't have to lie. You can just say, sorry, I'm so overbooked that I just need... I've been having to say that to people. I quit smoking. I had the head cold from hell. It's still kind of hanging in there as now the lungs detox. I don't smoke that much, but it wasn't helping, obviously. You know, and so I've been doing these readings. I've had to reschedule some private reads because face-to-face is just different. Just saying, look, I'm just very busy, but I am building myself, particularly if you have been drained. Then this isn't just about work in terms of what you do for a living, but it's about building yourself back up, right? 4th house Cancerian, home. Creating your home, but doing it externally as well. Make sure your vibrational surroundings match your highest truth, your highest virtue. It's not going to be easy, but it's worth your psychic survival. Let's get from the Chuck Spezzano Love Pack a card from the Ascended Masters. I took the problem suit out. It's over there. That's from those twin flame readings, which were such a pain in the ass, but they were really good, but they were really rough. I'm sure pissed people off because they were just like thwack, the cards hitting the table. There were some of those, there's just no nicer way I could say it without lying, right? So this is the remainder suits of that deck. The luck suit, the healing suit, and the grace suit. So a little something nice for the gratitude of the holidays, Thanksgiving, and all of that. So my masters, breathe. Please, one card in clarity for this Cancerian collective. A lot of C's. This new moon to full moon next, what do they need? My ascended masters, please, one card of clarity for them. Well, adventure. Venture away from where the vampires go. Steer clear of Transylvania. Stick near the garlic fields. Go and explore that, break out of your usual routine, family, whatever, right? If you know that there are vampires there, or particularly if you are in an intimate romantic partnership living with somebody that way, you really take care of you, this Nine of Pentacles that on the inner. Build yourself back up. Love yourself. Give yourself the love this person can't give, because vampires can't love. Narcissists can't love. I'm sure they want to, but not until they give themselves the love that only they can give and stop stealing it from other people. And that is that's a simple way of saying it, not an easy thing to do. Rather, for you, you take the journey. You take the adventure of your path, even if it means picking up your bed and walking away from someone who is abusing you. Because let's be clear, it's abuse. It is abuse. It's covert. It's subtle, but it is abuse. So at a certain point, you have to say, what is codependent in me that offers my throat to those who abuse me? Take the adventure. Even if you have to brick by brick lay the path, that Eight of Pentacles in the outside, to get away from it. Because what a gift. What a true gift. Let's ask the higher selves of all involved here. You know, it's funny, I would say, oh, this is a very specific reading, but it seems like the narcissists are getting busted left, right, and center. The overts really not getting away with them. The coverts, though, are getting exposed left, right, and center. So do your research, right? That's all it took, was for me as a Virgo to do my research. It's like, is this covert narcissism I'm dealing with? And once I got the coordinates, I cut so many of them out of my life, particularly one lover who was just promises never delivered, drained me, only showed up when he wanted. And that's not me, but was such a martyr, was in so much pain. It spoke to the empath in me, and Cancerians, you're the mothers of the zodiac. It's still abuse. Higher selves of all involved, please, one card in clarity for this Cancerian collective sun, moon, rising sign for this new moon to full moon next, dealing with the vampire archetype, miracles, Nine of Pentacles, Eight of Pentacles, and journey. Appreciate this moment. I get this. Each and every situation has an opportunity to grow and find love. It feels like once you nail the dismount on this one, you'll really appreciate this moment, so you can appreciate the moment that you have in front of you. Happy, healthy, wealthy, wise relationships, friendships, lovers with family members. But of course a miracle would do that, and one thing that a vampire really can't stand is a miracle of light, a miracle of truth winning out in the end when they have been hiding and deceiving and all sorts of trickery and fuckery, lies, compulsive lies, all sorts of toxicity there. So for the miracle of light, right? Hanukkah, Christmas, Yule, solstice, Ramadan, they're all about the light in one way or another. So let the light come into the shadow, let the shadow be brought into light. And within you, that's going to give you that Nine of Pentacles, right? God has blessed the inner child that's got their own. That you give those riches, that wealth, that support, that love to that inner you that needs it, the one who has been abused. I love the one who has been abused and didn't know it. I love the one who's been abused and knows it and still played along. It's okay. I love you. I'm here now. I love you, right? And with that Eight of Pentacles, it's funny, you get the layout of the 9 on the inner, the energy grid gets laid, what shows up on the outer. The one below it, right? The Eight of Pentacles. That, okay, take this step. You're probably not going to be asked to take more than one step at a time, particularly with the Adventure card, because Adventure by definition knows you don't know what's going to happen. If it's an adventure where you know how it's going to end, that's not an adventure, that's errands, right? And even then, you don't know what's going to happen during your errands, right? Every day is a winding road. I get a little bit closer. Well, the crow would be one of my spirit animals, the Sheryl Crow. Take the adventure. Why? Because as you appreciate this moment, right, each and every situation has an opportunity to grow, which walking away from this would do, and to find love within yourself, and then really to have that show up in your outside world as well. I won't lie, Cancerians, a rather rough what do I need read, but better it be done on a waxing moon, like really bringing in the miracles, taking the adventure, building the love inside of you, right? Taking step by step, like waxing the path, walking the path, all as you appreciate this moment. It's absolutely lovely. And being an unofficial vampire slayer, it's not like I'm going to add it to my resume, but I've slayed a fuckload of vampires in my life. Why? Because I was vampired when I was a child by my own father. He didn't know. The language wasn't there. Hell, the word narcissist wasn't even coined until 1991. He died in 1986. So, you know, we're all learning this as we go, and we're all in this together. So do reach out if you need help and support. You know, go watch some vids or reach out to me. I'll be glad to give you a reading during the holidays. Just check the description box below. But for now, please do like, subscribe, all that fun stuff. Wishing you the very best and the very blessed of this new moon to full moon next, my Cancerians, my crablets. But for now, hail, farewell, and blessed be.